What's up? I know it's been like, what, a good few months, maybe 2 months at most, since I last made a video. I know I uploaded my fan film, Halloween Aftermath, but it's been since, what, August, I think, since I last uploaded a video, which was my Michael Myers Rehauls Halloween Kills mask. But I know I didn't do a video for Halloween, and that's why I'm here now. So I'm doing a video for November, I guess. This is my ranking of the Halloween films in the whole franchise. That includes Halloween 3 as well. Also, a quick disclaimer, before I get into any of my rankings out of the 13 Halloween films, don't be upset if my ranking of a certain film is higher or lower. You know, it's my opinion. Everybody has a favourite Halloween film and a least favourite. Some people hate Halloween Resurrection, some people like Halloween Resurrection. Some people hate Rob Zombie, some people love Rob Zombie. So, out of all the films, let's get into my rankings. Also, I hope nobody really minds, but like, I've done sort of like a makeup effect on my face. Because I don't know, I just felt like it'd be quite spooky for the video. It's just eyeliner. It looks like I've been crying in like the fucking bathroom about a breakup or something. So on the screen there should be a tier list maker thing right here, which I've put together. I didn't screen record it, which sucks, but I've got all my rankings on this tier list, and essentially let's just get into it. Looking at D, which is the lowest form of tier, so my least favourite. Not the worst in my opinion, just my least favourite. And essentially in D we have Halloween 5, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and Halloween Resurrection. Now why are these in here? Halloween 5's in there because I absolutely hate how the ending was. I didn't like the ending and how it was very predictable. Like, we knew Michael was going to get out of the prison. I didn't like the whole introduction of the Cult of Thorn thing. And overall, I wanted a continuation of the Jamie/Michael thing where they had a connection and Jamie was going to be the next potential Michael Myers. We didn't get that, so I was very happy with it. So that's why that's in there. And Tina, I hate Tina so much. Probably a wonderful actress, wonderful person. I hate the character. So annoying. Now, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is in there because I think it was the last Halloween film I saw out of the original bunch before 2018 came out. And I saw Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 online. It was on YouTube somewhere back in when YouTube wasn't, you know, totally strict on copyright rules. And essentially I watched it all, and I was about 13 or 14, and I got to the end of it and I was like, oh, this is fucking garbage. And it's not garbage. I rewatched it recently and I thought, you know what, it's trying to do its own thing. But I also learnt that Rob Zombie wasn't passionate for it and didn't actually want to do it. So in the end it didn't come out as what it was supposed to be. It felt very rushed, it felt very sort of like, it didn't feel passionate enough, and that's why I think it didn't work. But it isn't a terrible film. I think it just goes over the top to some places and it didn't have a lot of passion in it. So that's why it's there. Now, Halloween Resurrection is like a fun film if you don't take it seriously. But that's what I didn't like. I wanted to take it seriously. It was like, okay, let's make another one after H20, one of like the best Halloween films. And it's like, well, how are they going to bring him back? Oh, here's an idea. He choked some guy out, and that guy was like, okay, well, now I'm in a mask. I'm not going to bother to take it off. I'm just going to walk around and be Michael Myers. But, you know, there were so many plot holes in that. But, I mean, it wasn't a terrible idea for having, you know, Michael escape. It's a pretty cool, you know, idea to end it and start it off. And I did like the Myers house, the look of it in the film. And Busta Rhymes is pretty funny. Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Overall, it's just not that great. It's fun watch. It's a fun watch if you don't take it seriously, but nah. In C tier, this is like sort of it's alright, I'd say. C tier is like it's alright. And in C tier we have Halloween 6 and Halloween H20. Halloween 6 is very on and off with me because it's Paul Rudd's first movie and I love Paul Rudd. Second of all, the kills are pretty cool, and it's just overall quite a fun film. Michael looks pretty badass in this one. They took Michael Myers and made him like a 90s badass, like the Terminator or something. And essentially, it's good, but the plot is very messy, especially because they're carrying on with the Cult of Thorn thing, and that's what I don't like about it. So that's why that's in there. But why is Halloween H20 in? Meh, it's okay. Arguably, one of the best Halloween films we've gotten in recent years, and by recent I mean like a few decades. But essentially, it's in there because Halloween 2018 took H20 and did it better. And I'm not gonna lie, Halloween H20 definitely did have its good moments, especially the fight scene at the end. The fight scene at the end is one of like the most inspiring things to me, just because of how like it's the first time we get to see Laurie go, you know what, I'm gonna grab this axe, I'm gonna fucking take on Michael myself. That's why I liked it so much. So that's why it's probably one of my favourites. But at the same time, because Halloween 2018 came along and sort of went, yeah, we'll take that, we'll take H20, but we'll make it a bit more modernised and we'll do it a little bit better with the trauma aspect. And I think they definitely did do a good job. But that's why Halloween H20 is in. It's alright. It's not shit, but it's alright. In B tier, we have Rob Zombie's Halloween, Halloween 4, and Halloween 3. Now, a lot of people are like, why the fuck is Halloween 3 in there? Now, we'll get to that. But first, let's start off with Rob Zombie's Halloween. Now, Rob Zombie's Halloween, when I watched it when I was little, I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid. I was like, why did they remake it? They didn't need to. But it's very different from the original, and that is what a remake's purpose is for. If you're going to remake a film, give it something new. Like the Child's Play remake, it was different. It was Chucky, but he was like an AI doll instead, which was different, and it gave it more, you know, more space to be its own thing. And Rob Zombie's Halloween does sort of that. It's the same plot almost and everything, but we get the backstory of Michael Myers, and it's a different backstory to the original. It's not he kills because he has no actual motive. It's like he had a fucked up childhood and he's like a mass murderer. It's like a serial killer story of like, you know, true crime, and it's pretty cool. But I do think that that's one of the things that it takes away from as well. It basically takes the whole scariness of Michael and goes, let's make him more humanised. But at the same time, it's still a pretty cool film. It's one of my favourites since I watched it like 2 years ago, and I started to like it a bit more. But that's why it's in like, it was pretty good, because I think it takes a lot of the original and makes it different and does it in a good job. Halloween 4. Arguably one of my favourite. The reason it's in B tier and not A tier or S tier is because there is a lot more better ones out there, but Halloween 4 is still one of my favourites because it's a fun return to Michael, and I know they didn't have Jamie Lee Curtis, but Donald Pleasance was still able to come back and play Loomis, because Jamie Lee sort of didn't want to do any more Halloween films for a while, especially because she realised it would tarnish her career and she'll just become like the Halloween girl actress. So I'm actually quite glad that they got somebody else to play as the main role, which was Jamie Lloyd or Danielle Harris as Laurie's sort of, is it little, it's Laurie's kid, isn't it? Yeah, it's Laurie's daughter. So Michael Myers is going after Laurie's daughter in this one, and I think it's just a neat idea, especially because we have a kid this time with the main role. And it's very well done, that's why I love it so much. And the return is just so cool. I love how he's got bandages all over his face and everything. It's just a really cool film, so that's why I love it so much. I'm going to get a lot of backlash for saying this, but Halloween 3 is a wonderful standalone film. Yes, it doesn't have Michael in it, I get it. Alright? Stop being crybabies and look at the masterpiece of it. It's a fun film, the gore effects, the music, oh my god, the music. Chariots of Pumpkins is one of my favourite soundtrack pieces. It's amazing. And I also just love the whole like aspect of it. Like the idea of like a sinister, you know, fucking business witch wanting to kill kids with these masks is just so sinister. And if that was done today, like remade, I think they could have gone with like through the whole thing and shown a lot more gory bits. It would have been amazing. But that's why I love Halloween 3. It's so underrated. Everyone's just whining about it because it has Michael in it. And originally, Halloween was supposed to be an anthology series. So yeah, it's what John Carpenter actually wanted originally. He didn't want to carry on Michael Myers. you know. We only got Halloween 2 because Halloween 1 was such a big success. And then after Halloween 3, they were like, okay, Michael Myers is pretty much the Halloween guy now. Put him here. But I am glad Halloween 3 is a thing. It's definitely one of the highlights, I think, of the Halloween franchise. Right, so in A tier, we have Halloween Ends and Halloween 2018. Wow, what a match to put those two together. Now, let's start off Halloween 2018. I mentioned that it's better than Halloween H20. Not better, but I like it more because it plays on the trauma and the PTSD of Laurie Strode. And it's also the return of Michael Myers after, what, 2009? And what, so it's nearly 10 years apart from the last Halloween film, and we get a new one. And it was like, I was like 15, 16 at the time, and oh my god, I thought it was so cool. The only reason I didn't like it is because I didn't get to see it in cinemas. I know that sounds very petty, but seeing a Halloween film in cinemas is like an experience and a half. So I didn't get to see it because I was too young, and that definitely took away from it. But I did see it online afterwards, and I think it was pretty fun. I love the storyline, I love the characters, and overall I think Laurie's like a badass in this one. She's like Sarah Connor from Terminator. It's just amazing. And Michael's mask looks so much cooler, and the music that John Carpenter did with his son and Daniel Davies, I think it was, it's pretty cool. So that's why that's in there. But Halloween Ends, why is that in A tier next to S tier? Why is that there? A lot of people don't like Halloween Ends, but I do. Now, I'm not going to get into too much of it because I can go on forever. I could probably make a separate video, but I like Halloween Ends because it was decisive and different. A lot of people didn't like it because it barely had any Michael Myers in it. I just overall love Halloween Ends because I love the style it has. I love how different it is. I love all the calls to Christine, the film Christine, and the book by Stephen King. So amazing. I also just like Corey's character a lot. I feel like it's well done for the time length they had. And I know they could have done it a lot better if they introduced Corey in 2018 or Halloween Kills, but for what we got in the film, I actually really enjoyed it. And I felt like Michael, even though he was quite weak in this rendition of the film, he still had some pretty fucking cool moments. But it was definitely a fun, decisive film, and that's why I liked it so much. So that's why it's there for me, and that's why it's alongside with 2018. It does just does a good job because it's a very different film, but it still manages to have that fun aspect to it. So that's why I like it. And like I said, that's my opinion. If you don't like it, if you're not going to say anything nice, don't say anything at all. That's all I'm going to say. In S tier, the final big tier, my favourite top 3 Halloween films, we have Halloween Kills, Halloween 2, 1981, and Halloween 1978. Now, Halloween Kills, arguably last year, everyone was shitting on this film. And you know why? Because everybody, and I quote with Rory on this one, you're all fucking sheeps. I know not everybody hated Halloween Kills. There's a lot of people I know who loved Halloween Kills, especially Halloween fans. But mainly, I saw a lot of people who weren't big Halloween fans hating on Halloween Kills because it was a slasher. What's it called? Halloween Kills. Oh, I'm sorry, what's it gonna have in it? Kills. David Gordon Green said it was gonna be like a slasher. It was gonna be over the top with gore. It was going to be a slasher film. That means you're going to have dumb characters. That means you're going to have senseless gore and jump scares. And that's what we got. And it was brilliant. I thought it was so cool. The flashback scenes as well. Oh my days. I could talk about how good they are. I love the whole story. I love everything. The kills were on point, especially with the whole practical effects thing. The Myers house returning, and it looks exactly like the original, was amazing. I absolutely shat myself in the cinema. It was an experience and a half, and it was the first film I saw in cinema as a Halloween film. That's why I loved it so much. So that's why it's an S tier for me. And if you don't like it, like I said, you know where the door is. Next is Halloween 2. Halloween 2 was the first Halloween film I ever saw as a kid. I was like 9 or 10, and I went up to my parents' room and it was empty, and it was on Halloween actually, and I remember sitting down after trick-or-treating and it was on the Horror Channel, and I remember watching it, and that's what started my lust and crave for horror movies. That's why Halloween is my favourite franchise, and it's also just pretty much, you know, one of my favourite films because it was the first Halloween film I saw. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people say it's not even a sequel, it's more like a connection to the first film, and I agree. And it's just overall one of my favourite Halloween films. I can't really say why. I don't need to. As I explained, it's my first Halloween film I saw. Of course I'm going to have a deep connection with it. Last but certainly not least on the S tier list is Halloween 1978. And it's pretty much a no-brainer to why I put this in the S tier. It's because it's the original, the OG. The slasher film, not really a slasher either. It was more suspenseful than the first one. But it was the first major one to get people's attention and like slasher films more, and more like horror with slashers in it. You know, we had Texas Chainsaw and Black Christmas before, but they didn't really capture the image as much as Halloween did. Halloween had that iconic image, and it captured it so well. So that's why it's in the S tier, and that's why so many people love it, and it's so dear to everybody's hearts. But yeah, that's been my tier list and my rankings of the Halloween franchise. You may not agree with me, you may agree with me. Who knows? Everyone's different. But like I said, in the comments below, please tell me your favourite Halloween film, or your least favourite, or give me a ranking in order in the comments. And yeah. Sorry I haven't been uploading much, it's because I've just been busy. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and Michael, what did you think? Did you like my my rankings? Yeah? Huh? No, you didn't? Oh shit.